Hey everyone, it's Carly Renee, and it's Sunday again. I know I don't have a introduction, fantastic, magical transition, but I will get one soon enough, and hopefully once we get up to a certain number of subscribers, I'm going to ask if anybody wants to make a logo for us. That'd be awesome. So this week we're talking about coping and coping methods that we've used throughout our life, past, present, what we want to do in the future. So everyone has different situations in their life that require them to cope in different ways. I know I've gone through a lot of phases with coping. Throughout my life I've had a lot of different situations. Some I'm not going to name on here because that's still personal and it might come out in other videos that require that topic. But other than that, I'm just going to skim through them real quickly. In my past, when I had to cope with certain situations with family feuds and stuff, I usually locked myself in the bathroom and just blared music as loud as I could until something was over with. After that, I let myself out, then I just kind of went to my room. I really didn't talk to anybody besides maybe like 2 friends. I had really no relationship with my parents at all. I stayed within myself. I didn't want to talk to anybody else. It's my gothic phase. In my family, it was really hard in the past to get my voice out in different arguments and situations, so that's mostly why I just kept to myself back then. That's another reason why music is such a big deal in my life, is because it has played a huge role within calming me down and making me just like, I don't know, fall into a trance in music, no pun intended. When certain situations got a little bit worse, I moved towards more drastic measures. I did fall into a depression period for quite some time, and I did have an ex to help pull me out of my slumps and everything like that. My drastic measure that I'm trying to describe here is that I did used to cut. That's kind of a huge step for me to admit that. It was a low part in my life, and that was my only means of escape, if that makes sense. After that, I did see therapists. I got on antidepressants and stuff like that. It didn't really help me because I didn't need them that much, because they were more for more manic people. I gained a lot of weight on them, and that was another huge issue in my life that I had to overcome, because when I got off of those antidepressant pills, I had to deal with certain things. To me, those antidepressant pills kind of knock you off and make you feel weird to where you don't really have an emotion towards something. When I got off of them, I had to deal with a lot of phobias, such as going out in public scared me to death. I was so scared to go out in public. I was scared to get in cars. I always had bad images in my head. I soon kind of just like kicked myself in the ass and just told myself to get outside and do something about it so I could finally get over it and go hang out with my friends and live my life the way I wanted it to. Another way of coping has been my favorite way of coping is write. I love writing. I love expressing myself through words. I have 2 journals. I just started a new one. Usually I put pictures and everything, and I can write like 3 to 4 pages worth of 1 hour or something like that. It's just my favorite thing to do because I don't really have to talk to anybody about it if I don't want anybody to know something, or I don't have any answers for questions in my head. I can write it down and figure it out later and go back. Most people in my high school pretty much loved my journal, loved looking through it. I didn't let them read anything, but they loved all the little pictures I drew and just different things in there. It was a huge like ego booster for people to be interested in that. And I feel like later on in life I might write like a novel or something to let people know that they're not alone, that certain situations in life people do go through. They might not go through the same exact thing, but they do go through it. Side note, guys, don't let anybody tell you haven't gone through a rough situation. If you believe you have, you have. There is no means for you to explain yourself to them or sink to their level by voicing out your whole life to them, you know. Everyone goes through different situations, whether it is death, depression, a suicide that has happened, a murder, a shooting, rapes, anything like that, guys. Just don't tell anybody they haven't gone through a rough situation, because you probably haven't walked a mile in their shoe and you really don't know their life. So please don't get into that. Later on in life, I did go back to bad habits. I, to be honest, had an eating disorder. And when I say had, it's kind of a sketchy word due to the fact that eating disorders follow you your whole life, whether you are battling them in your head or physically. So keep that in mind, guys. If you are dealing with that, you are not alone. If you need any questions about it, just let me know, and I will be happy to help you and voice my opinion towards you in a message. I am very loquacious now, and I can voice my opinion to my friends more than in my journal, to which I haven't written in a long time. And I mentioned that I didn't have a close relationship with my parents or anything, but now my mother and I are pretty much best friends, and I tell her everything, even though she can have a shady opinion about it. It's still good to hear some of that stuff or be able to talk to your parents the way that I do. Guys, there's no reason why you should be able to cope like this. If you have friends and everything, talk to them. If you have parents, talk to them. If you have a therapist, talk to them. It's the only way to relieve yourself and not bottle everything up to where it'll actually explode on you. I just thought that my situation wasn't even drastic enough, I guess I can use that word, to call these people or talk to someone about what it was, and I realize that now. If I had the opportunity to go back and actually talk to someone instead of resort to these bad habits or anything like that, I probably would have. So guys, just try to make every negative thing positive as much as you can. If you write, use it. If you do art, use it. If you do music, put this stuff into it. Yeah, I promise you, it has a huge influence on your life, and it'll have a huge influence on how you express yourself. Oh yeah, guys, I did start a project a while back that is Project VIP, and what that stands for is Voice is Power. I started with a friend a while ago, and I haven't been keeping up with it, and I would like to get that back on a roll. If you guys want to check it out, I will post the link in the sidebar, and I will be happy if anybody wants any questions answered. It is a project to help with suicide, depression, eating disorders, family addictions, addictions yourself, anything like that, guys. This is really out there to help anyone. It's not just for the LGBT community, it is for everyone, just everyone. If you want to help out with it, it'd be greatly appreciated to get this back up and rolling. I had a lot of supporters with it for a while, and just things got in the way of it, and I didn't keep up with it, and I feel really bad for doing that. So if you guys want to help out, please let me know. Also, guys, there are a lot of hotlines out there for help. There's a few I'm not going to name because I forgot the names, but I will post them in the sidebar. There's the Hope Hotline, which is for suicidal people, whether you think you have someone that's suicidal or whether you know you are. Please contact this number. It is 1-800-SUICIDE. So a National Domestic Violence Hotline, which is 1-800-799-SAFE. There's also another hotline for suicide prevention, which is 1-800-273-TALK. So if you need anybody to talk to, they are open 24/7, guys. Do not think your problem is not worth somebody listening to, because anybody that can help you could probably save your life. Thanks, guys. This was my video on coping, and there'll probably be a lot of variety in this week. So I just wanted everyone to know that you are not alone in certain situations or how you dealt with things. Alright, thanks guys for listening. If you need anybody to talk to, please let the closet know. We're here all the time. If you want to message us or email us, if you have any questions you need answered, let us know. Remember, those hotlines are there 24/7, so if you need them, please use them. Bye guys!